All right. Alrighty. Everything is set up. Getting better at this. Maybe it's just me watching myself. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Coach Bruce back in the studio. I'm excited to be here today. Excited to be alive. Things are going well. Everything is working in the right direction. I would say I'm trending up. Everything's going good. There have been setbacks, but who doesn't expect setbacks to happen on the way up? The thing that has happened that I've been the most disappointed about recently is I started coaching a guy in England, and I was really excited about the partnership. Really happy to collaborate with him, and I haven't heard from him since we had our first meeting, and we were in this funnel technology group that I'm learning this stuff in together, and that's how we met. And I haven't seen him in there either. So, something I um, hadn't really figured out is that there are going to be times whenever like my I put my energy into somebody and they stop showing up. And it's not that I'm like upset that um, I'm not being used as his coach. I'm honestly worried about him. Like where what we had talked about had kind of given us a really good place to start, but there was definitely some things he was wrestling with, and not having heard from him, it's not hard to start thinking the worst things. Like I'm not thinking the worst things, but like I'm concerned for him. I reached out to him a few times. I want him to know that I'm there for him, that I support him, that you know it doesn't matter if he wants to have me coach him or not. Like I just, I've had a conversation with him and I've started to care about this person. So I just want to know that he's okay. So if you're a client of mine and you haven't talked to me in a while, reach out because I worry. I worry. Uh, so um, today we're doing ADHD Bingo again. We've got 5 new topics from the ADHD Bingo card I got. Which, if you haven't seen this yet, there's a couple of ADHD Bingo hashtags going around on the socials that all the kids do. Um, and I thought it was a pretty interesting thing that I wanted to use as a prompt for my live streams because I didn't know what I was going to talk about next. So this is perfect. But they're not all the same. Obviously, they're bingo cards, but I think it's also interesting because it's kind of representative of us as ADHD people. Like, what makes my ADHD bingo is not going to make your ADHD bingo, is not going to make my wife's ADHD bingo. Like, we've all got uh, different spaces to land on, and what's gonna set us off is gonna be a different 5 things, directly in a row um, to create that possible meltdown than it is going to be for somebody else. So I think that was a funny parallel because you know patterns and stuff. Love them. Anyways, I'm going to keep it pretty short today. I'm going to try to keep it pretty short the next couple of days because Christmas is like right around the freaking corner. It snuck up on me, even though I knew it was coming. It's still sneaky. Time is a trip whenever you have ADHD. And sometimes, as much as you can see when something's coming, you just don't really get it. But now it's right around the corner. And luckily, I've got everything ordered, nothing like that, mostly because Kate just handles it. But I've got to wrap presents for Kate. But wrapping presents and going out and getting presents, 2 different things. I'm very happy to have ordered her stuff already and have that taken care of. Just need to order or just need to wrap them. Anyway, so today, my ADHD bingo today is ooh. Sorry, can you repeat that? Let's just go over what 4 topics I'm going to go on. So, sorry, can you repeat that? Next is this mess is pissing me off, but I can't bring myself to clean it up. Then my free space. Then itchy feeling won't go away. And then need sugar. If you've ever seen Men in Black, sugar and water. Wearing an Edgar suit. Anyways, so we're gonna start at the top with sorry. Can you repeat that? This is probably my most irritating ADHD trait and through the eyes of my wife, she doesn't feel like she is often valued whenever she speaks. And, she knows that that is a problem that is a little bit currently manufactured in her head, but it comes from true and honest experiences in her life, and she struggles with that. So occasionally, whenever I have delayed processing, and she says something to me, and I say, what? Sorry, can you repeat that? She loses her cool a little bit and is like, never mind, because she doesn't want to feel like she's not being valued when she speaks. And that, it's difficult for me because I definitely value when she speaks. It's just sometimes I need to catch up. Often if I just wait and just am impatient and let my brain catch up, I figure out what was said. But there's an occasion whenever I don't catch up, so I usually just like to be proactive and say, like, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, because I don't want to be lost, you know, 4 points down the story whenever I was like, I didn't really know what was going on. Like, so, this is me being honest and saying, like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. And this is one of those, those obstacles you'll have from time to time where it's a little bit difficult to navigate, because you can't you can't shoulder everybody else's emotions all the time. But it's your spouse who you want them to be happy. You want them to feel valued. You want nothing but good things for them. So you don't want to just shit on them and be like, well, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't hear what you said. You need to just repeat yourself and get over it. That is not going to go over well. So, and it's not going to, it would be misrepresenting what I want for that conversation. I don't want her to get over it. I want her to just tell me what she said again. And I want her to understand that sometimes, like, I also have delayed processing. And generally, if I can have the wherewithal to remember to, like, remind her that it's not a personal attack on you. Like, I'm trying to listen, but just like you have ADHD, I have ADHD. And although I'm really generally pretty good at processing conversations, if you start talking to me whenever I'm not looking at you, it's going to take me a minute to catch up. And having that conversation is not always fruitful, but having it, having conversations outside of the heat of the moment, being what I call like a cold start conversation, where your engines aren't already revving, you're not already like irritated about something else, like there's no other feedback already standing between the communication that you're trying to have. That's a good time to talk about that kind of stuff. Like, hey, do you remember the other day whenever we were trying to have a talk and I said what like 4 times? I just wanted you to know that it wasn't because I wasn't listening to you. It's just that sometimes, like, if I wasn't looking at you when you started talking, I'm not able to process what you're saying. And I want to know, so I just ask. It's not because I'm not trying to irritate you. I hope you understand that. And generally, outside of the situation that was irritating, a a person who can, be responsible would say, I get that. I get that. So that is, sorry, can you repeat that? I think I did just repeat that. And I'll repeat it again. I did repeat it. This mess is pissing me off, but I can't bring myself to clean it up. Um, this is where I'll be totally transparent. Like, when it comes to cleaning, I am a big old man baby. Like, I can clean up minimally after myself, but we have 4 kids. Um, and then, one or two of them, ADHD, makes pretty big messes. We're not, that's not, they're kids also. Kids just play with shit and get stuff everywhere. So that's the reality of the situation. My wife also, she has her own process to get stuff done. It being that I was the one who primarily went to work most of the time, most of the cleaning fell to her. Now, like, I'm home most of the time. She still handles most of the cleaning because it's like stresses me out, it overwhelms me, and it's something that she doesn't mind doing. But the key thing here is she doesn't mind doing it. She doesn't want to do it. Um, and like I'm trying to be more proactive at being helpful. But the one thing that I must do is not get nitpicky because it's not being cleaned the way I want it to be cleaned. Like, and this is something that I, being totally honest, I used to do all the time because, like I said, I'm a big old man baby. Um, I was, I was, I don't want to say narcissistic. I wasn't. I was a little spoiled. It was self-centered. I was self-centered. That's the word I want to use. I was self-centered, and the fact that the mess made me so stressed out, and it made me like made it so hard for me to think. Like I couldn't, I did, I could, I didn't take the time to wonder how that was affecting other people. I just let that overwhelm me, and then I would, bark out about the house being dirty or like the job's not getting done. That's not something I do anymore. Like if something's not clean and I'm irritated about it, then that means I need to take care of it. Like that's because she's got a reason. Like either she's overwhelmed or she's had too much. Like the least I can do is not be a whiny bitch about the cleaning getting done. And if I want to be a whiny bitch, then it becomes my problem. And when it's my problem, then I have to go do it. And that's something that I've really tried to take on. Like it may not sound like a lot to some others out there who are the people who have to do the cleaning. I could definitely see how wouldn't feel like a lot to you, but for our relationship it has made things much better for just our overall patience with each other, to have me not getting irritated about things not getting done and not willing to do them either. So now it's either I don't get irritated, or if I do get irritated I just do it myself, because like that this should be enough of an impetus. Free space. Itchy feeling won't go away. Like I don't like there's nothing you can do about this as far as I'm concerned as a coach. It happens to me. It happens whenever like for some reason much more when I'm live streaming. So I think it's nerves. I think when my nerves get a little heightened. I talk about this all the time. Stress increases symptoms. So same thing. Like I don't like this doesn't stress me out, but my nerves are a little more increased. I've got a little bit more of a stress level just because, it's a performance. Like it's not fake, or I'm not like, you know, uh, dancing for a crowd or anything, but it is something that I'm doing to an audience. And that is, um, yeah, that does raise the stress a little bit. So then, yeah, I do find myself itching more often whenever that's happening. Um, I try to wear clothes that are comfortable on me, like most of the time. I don't have a lot of clothes that I hate the texture of or the fabric or anything, but maybe that was by design. I just started buying stuff that I liked that felt good. Like I've got like a couple of sweaters that are kind of woolly, but I just always wear a shirt under them because I like to be warm whenever I want to be warm, and then I hate it. So, anyways, so yeah, the itchy feeling won't go away. Like sometimes it just won't go away. Try changing your shirt. Put on something softer. I don't know if lotion helps everybody, but sometimes if I'm feeling a little itchy, my skin is just dry, and if I'm stressed, I can feel those dry nerves. So I'd lotion myself up and give myself a little relief, and that helps too. Need sugar. Need sugar. Um, so story time. I used to. I mean, this is like especially when I can think of it being the most prevalent. It was whenever I was in the fire academy. So I was 120 pounds less than I am now. I was a much thinner version of myself. I was by no means a thin person, but I was just much, much smaller. And I like, I was running all the time. I hated it, but you have to run for the academy. But occasionally, just out of nowhere, I would get these cravings for gummy bears or gummy worms or sour glow worms or whatever. And I would indulge these by buying like 3 to 5 different kinds of like 99-cent size gummy packs and eating them all in one night. Like this was during the academy, it seemed like it was like every 2 to 4 weeks. Like I was just like going into this like almost obsessive state of eating just so many gummies. And I'm going to say my teeth have felt the effects. I'm sure you're not surprised to know that I have had so many freaking cavities. I had a ton of root canals, and most of them failed because I have extra nerves in my teeth, like a true weirdo. But I really did enjoy just tearing into those gummies because sometimes Papa just needed some sugar, just needed it. I don't do that any like I don't really do that anymore, and I think it's probably because my teeth are falling out like an old person. But I haven't really had a craving, and when I do, it is like an eighth of what it used to be. Like I can eat partial bags of gummies. Like I don't have to eat 3 bags to have any sort of fulfillment in gummies. Part of that I think is because I have just balanced out my life in general. I've become a much bigger fan of moderation. I don't like. I mean, I'm sure whenever I drink a lot, it's more than a lot of other people drink because I weigh 350 pounds. So it takes a lot for me to feel anything. And if it's a good beverage, I'm gonna drink it. But I don't even like. I've been drinking. I think I haven't drank in like a month and a half or something, and it hasn't really been a thing. Like I've just been like, for the last 6 months to a year, moderation has just been sounding more and more pleasant. I feel like leaving the fire department like played a really big role in that. I was just stressed all the time. Like my body was stressed, my mind was stressed, and so I was constantly trying to self medicate with food or alcohol. Um, I didn't really see it that way, but like looking at it in retrospect, that makes sense. That I was just unhappy. So I was just, looking for something that made me feel better. Sometimes it was the gummy darkness, like in Oklahoma we have crystal meth, and the crystal darkness went over the hills of Oklahoma for some time. But for me, it was the gummy darkness. Just find me passed out with gummy wrappers all around me in an alley somewhere. Who knows what I did to get them? Anyways, um, yeah, that's my bingo for today. That's my ADHD bingo. Sorry, can you repeat that? This mess is pissing me off, but I can't bring myself to clean it up. That itchy feeling won't go away and need sugar. Um, yeah, that's it for today. Oh man, today I worked a ton on my package. Like I've got a course already recorded, already developed. It's called the nine ways for the ADHD dad, or sorry, the 9 steps to radically improve communication for the ADHD dad. And it has been like I kind of filmed it as I was doing my live streams. It was something that kind of came to me naturally. It was something that I know that has improved greatly for me, and I would love to share that information with people. And I'm going to be pushing that out soon. I've been building the website for it. I've got all kinds of stuff. Like the course is already almost completely laid out on the server. I'm really excited about it. So be on the lookout. Probably the first thing in January, I'll be rolling out the 9 ways for the ADHD dad to radically improve communication. And um, I'm gonna put together a pretty special package to get that pretty cheap. But like I've got an ADHD dad's T-shirt that's gonna go with it. My digital resources. And I'm thinking about like throwing in a coaching session or something just to like make it a really, really good offer, because like that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do this, help people a lot, and also just be able to provide for my family. Like I'm not trying to get rich, but I am trying to add a ton of value so people will see that I've got great information for them. I can help them, especially ADHD dads who are struggling to communicate and engage in this life with passion and purpose. I can help you. I can help you. Let me help you. All right. For that, it is the end. Scene. Everybody have a great night. Be yourself and love yourself. Until next time.